In a stark demonstration of how deeply entangled politics and warfare have become, the United States and Israel find themselves at a historic crossroads. The trigger point? President Joe Biden's unequivocal warning to halt certain weapons shipments to Israel if it proceeds with its planned invasion of Rafah in the Gaza Strip. This stark ultimatum from Washington has not only sent shockwaves through U.S. and Israeli politics, but also underscores a critical junction where the staunch support from one of Israel's longest-standing allies begins to fray in the face of broader American national security and moral interests, alongside Biden's political realities. The contentious situation unfurls against the backdrop of Israel's most senior far-right figures openly lashing out at Biden. The fuse was lit by President Biden's interview with CNN, where he positioned a major ground assault on Gaza's Rafah as a line the U.S. wasn't prepared to cross with its arsenal. This strong stance drew ire from figures like Israel's National Security Minister, Itamar Ben-Gvir, and Likud Party lawmaker Dan Iluz, who hinted at wide-reaching repercussions not just for Israel, but what they perceived as the free world. Netanyahu's coalition, particularly its ultra-nationalist factions, thus stands starkly opposed to the Biden administration's position, threatening to wedge a significant rift between the two nations. The core issue magnifying this rift is Rafah, a densely populated city in southern Gaza. Israel is adamant that a major operation there is crucial to eliminate Hamas battalions, accusing the militant group of embedding within civilian areas. This planned incursion has been labeled a necessity by Netanyahu, despite increasing international outcry over the potential for massive civilian casualties. Biden's intervention, marking the first significant stipulation of American military support since the conflict's onset, reflects growing U.S. unease over the humanitarian implications and its own global standing. Israel's far-right's reaction to Biden's stance, particularly the mocking tone from Ben-Gvir, underscores the deepening divide. Yet there's a notable caution in Israeli responses. While Netanyahu vows Israel can stand alone if necessary, the broader implications of losing U.S. military and strategic support loom large. Israel's defense minister, despite belligerent affirmations of Israel's resiliency, and others in the government, exhibit a wary consciousness of the strategic and political vacuums a U.S. withdrawal of support might create. On the American front, Biden's declaration is both a reflection of domestic political pressure and a broader recalibration of U.S. foreign policy ethics. Confronted with the gravest conflict in recent memory, Biden is threading a precarious line, seeking to maintain an ironclad support for Israel while addressing the formidable humanitarian crisis unraveling in Gaza. The magnified global scrutiny and internal party divisions present Biden with a labyrinth of moral and political quandaries, emblematic of the broader shifts within democratic circles increasingly vocal on Palestinian rights. Looking ahead, the question of Rafah represents more than a tactical military maneuver. It's emblematic of a pivotal moment in U.S.-Israel relations. With Netanyahu's governance increasingly intertwined with Israel's far-right elements, and Biden navigating a riptide of domestic and international expectations, the unfolding events echo far beyond the immediate confines of Rafah's borders. This tectonic shift not only tests the resilience of the U.S.-Israel alliance, but also foregrounds the complex interplay between national security imperatives and the pursuit of wider moral and political objectives in the volatile landscape of Middle Eastern politics.